again, everybody.
Oh, Harry! Oh, yeah, Harry!
You know, there comes a time when you probably ought to stop broadcasting. I probably should have quit about 5 years before I passed.
I think we should have quit about 20 years ago.
That's okay. I've been listening since 10. I can't make anything out of it.
What am I to count? What do I know? We only deal in truth here.
Oh, my God. What world am I living in? Scott Barter's making me laugh.
Don't you feel a little stupid? Go over there this afternoon. Throw your worm in the water. See how that works out.
Throw your worm in the water means something different in Los Angeles.
Well, it means about the same thing here in Kenosha. Wow, things haven't changed.
That's what I'm saying. I can't make heads or tails which part is which.
Was a virgin sacrifice?
Not that I recall. We couldn't find one.
And not in Kenosha anyway, right?
Get through what you got to get through, Scott.
This program is a real challenge.
Good morning, everybody. This is Uncle Scotty Barter, and welcome to the February 3rd edition of the Kenosha Today Weekly Report, coming to you live from Studio A here at AM 1050 WLIP, streaming worldwide and booming across the cold and damp cornfields of the Midwest, reaching out to over 50,000 homes here in the Tri-County area. Being brought to you this morning by our major sponsor, the Boathouse Pub and Eatery, along with a host of other very fine local businesses. Joining us this morning, my new attorney, the Honorable Elmo Schneider Esquire, is here.
Good morning.
Who might be suing us this week?
Anybody
we know? You got them listed alphabetically? Or, and as he is every Saturday, our video coordinator, our poster boy for, is it outdoor latex or? Exterior.
I got 9 out of 10 right, Elmo. 9 out of 10.
Sorry, he's so focused. He's so focused
yeah.
on here. Spider Ronnie, the camera dude, joins us here at Camp Happy Face. And engineering and board operating the Kenosha State Trolley Ride this morning. Wacky Wayne joins us here in the Enchanted Kingdom this morning. Got some big news to report. If you haven't seen the paper, we'll do that in a little bit. But this week, the Kenosha Today Secret Word Challenge, sponsored by Barter's Financial Planning Services. And now that Congress has passed sweeping changes to the new tax code, many questions have arisen as to how all this may or may not pertain to your particular situation. With over 35 years of tax preparation, financial planning experience, let us guide you through all the options that are still available and how you can use the new tax code to your advantage and save the maximum amount of dollars for you and your family. Call me 262-652-6767. You can set up a free consultation. And the Kenosha Today Brain Trust has pre-selected this morning's secret word. And the first caller to say the secret word will win a $20 Boathouse gift card. Seems fair.
Sounds good to me.
And last week's secret word was something, tsunami. Tsunami. That was a word that everybody
Sure, on the tip of everyone's tongue.
Yeah.
Well,
We get a lot of tsunamis around here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that must be it.
that's why we have to go to Illinois.
Right.
What do you get down there? Coming up after the 10:30 weather break, Kenosha's fastest-growing game show sensation, the Lightning Round of City and Jeopardy, sponsored by the Boathouse Pub and Eatery. And then after the 11 o'clock break, this week's top 10 thought-provoking category, written at Amen Corner, where gray hairs matter. On the deck of the Boathouse Pub and Eatery during last night's production meeting, the top 10 highlights of Groundhog's Day here in Kenosha.
I didn't know there were highlights.
Oh, yeah.
We got 10 of them.
Oh,
See, you guys down in Antioch, you don't have a Groundhog's Day celebration, do you?
No,
Now the roadkill season is in full swing.
it's always in full swing.
So during that half hour, Stump the Chumps is back, sponsored by Cabin Fever. We're home to Benny the Backyard Beaver and his Roadkill Museum. And there's even more, boys and girls, after the 11:30 break, our weekly editorial segment. This week it's called As the Groundhog Turns. That's what the groundhog said.
Yeah.
When we pulled him out, he's going, And then, of course, we had the Weber Grill going. he wasn't really too enthused about that.
Grill games. Yeah.
Grill games, yeah. This week's High Five Zingers and Doofuses is only heard here on the Kenosha Today Show. And it gets even better for those who might have forgotten. Tomorrow at noon, each and every Sunday, you can tune in here at AM 1050 WFP and listen to the replay of this show. And then you can watch the replay of this finely tuned, professionally produced Excuse for a Radio show on Time Warner Cable's Channel 14, Tuesdays at 5, Wednesdays at 6, and nobody cares for Sunday because there's some football game going on, right, on Sunday?
Sure. Your guess is as good as mine.
Scott, who's that guy over there? I think you forgot to mention him.
Wacky Wayne, didn't I mention him?
Yeah.
Oh, he did?
Yeah. We're covered. Yeah.
Senior moment.
It's okay. He hasn't had enough coffee this morning. It's
No.
okay.
He hasn't had the right kind of coffee, I guess.
Yeah. Too much coffee.
Everybody can sign up with the thousands of our fans and listeners who have joined the Kenosha City Nation and liked us on Facebook. And you can also visit the Kenosha Today website, kenosatoday.com. And if you're ever interested in joining us on a Friday afternoon at 3 p.m., we get together for Getting Silly with Sally, depending on which transgender I happen to be
Right.
that week.
Yeah.
It's either Sally or Scotty, whichever
way you
bathroom
feel.
I'm using,
Right.
whichever one isn't being used at the time. And so, 262-694-1050. When we'll get to the Groundhog's Day celebration. We'll wait till one of our first callers calls in.
Wait till
We
later.
don't want to
Okay.
waste good stuff on
No.
anybody, but the big announcement, the potential relocation of WLIP. Looks like we might be going to Illinois, down to the Gurney Mills Mall, and they're voting on this. The village trustees of Gurney are voting on Monday, and I think we better not say anything bad about them until this is signed.
Probably.
Yeah,
probably a good
probably
idea.
helpful. Good morning, you're on Kenosha Today.
Good morning.
Shirley.
Hi.
This
Shirley.
is a show that's a real challenge, I heard.
That's the rumor on the street.
Yep.
Yeah.
This show. Did you see your shadow?
No, I didn't.
Well, then what'd you call here for?
Well, what do you think about it? WLAP might be moving?
Well, we're going to get into that. I don't want to talk about. I've got another caller to take, but we're going to get into all the possibilities. This poses some real problems for me. So, and we'll get into all that, and we've got some other suggestions that I'm sure everybody wants to listen to. So, anything else going on?
No, not really.
You know, I understand. Now I got to take this call. If caller, wait, hang on now. If they have an FCC rule down there in Illinois, right, Wayne, that you only get one call in per month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is going to
In
affect you
Illinois.
more in Illinois. Not my rules, but
Right.
Oh,
There's
boy.
all kinds of regulations down there they don't have in Wisconsin.
Well, that will put me in big trouble.
all right, Shirley, I got to run. Take care. Have a good
Okay.
weekend. All right.
Yep.
Bye now. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Good morning. You're on Kenosha Today.
Hey, good morning. I'd like to peek my head out and give that word of a day a shot.
Yeah?
Sure.
I don't know if it's, you want to call him a groundhog or a woodchuck, but is it that Punxsutawney Phil or whatever they call that guy?
That is not correct.
That's his name.
That's his name, but that's not your word, huh?
No.
Close, but no cigar.
All right.
Hey, you live in Illinois, don't you?
No, oh no. I live in Burlington.
Oh, Burlington. Oh, wow. We're not moving to Burlington anytime soon.
No, but we got a woodchuck or whatever you want to call them. Woodchuck and groundhog, I think they're the same thing.
They're
We
the
got one in
same
our
thing.
backyard.
Yep. Yeah, they're the same thing.
Yeah, they dig some nice big holes.
Do you guys in Burlington celebrate Groundhog's Day?
Are we celebrating it?
No, do you celebrate it? It was yesterday.
No, they don't do anything for it.
Burlington, they have the big chocolate fest. You'd think that they'd have a thing for the furry little...
No, they put all the money into Chocolate Fest.
Chocolate
Oh.
Fest.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd think they would.
They just had the big celebration down in Woodstock. I think we carry that far down. So,
Oh, yeah.
25th anniversary of the movie.
Yeah.
So they
Yeah,
had a big-
yeah. Good show.
Okay.
Hey, you guys have a great morning.
All right, you too.
It
Thank
is.
you.
Can't believe some of these places like Antioch and Burlington don't have, Groundhog's Day celebrations.
Did they do a big thing here in Kenosha? Minus, our top 10 things that happened
Well,
because of Groundhog
the way
Day.
Kenosha does things, we have it the first Sunday in June.
Oh, well, then you got nothing to worry about. In which case, they didn't do anything either. So,
Well,
closest place that does anything, substantial would be Woodstock
Yep.
because that's where they filmed the movie.
oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
Bill Murray.
He was from Chicago. He was
Somewhere around there.
so-
Chicagoland.
Anyway, according to the paper, and the village of the trustees are voting on Monday to ante up $266,000 to. Oh, thank you, Spider. Hey, is this your table? You're waiting on this table today? Thank
I
you.
had to make some more coffee.
And to see if we're going to relocate. And there's AM station here in Kenosha, FM station, and there's 2 AM stations in Waukegan, and one got destroyed by the the flood.
No, there's
No,
an
they-
FM and an AM.
Oh, there is
station.
FM and
okay.
AM.
Yeah.
So they're thinking of combining all four into the
Economies of scale.
a studio in the mall, right? In the Green Hills
Right.
Mall. And apparently there's a
The
building.
rumor on the street, yeah.
Yeah. And, I think, here's my opinion. I think it's a great idea because the mall is trying to compete with Amazon, whose stock, by the way, just went to over $1,400 a share yesterday.
Right.
Even though the market tanked, didn't tank it, but, lost over 650.
Slight correction.
Yeah, slight.
It was, 666 points?
Yeah. And then they had a little
Ominous number there.
number. In the early part of the week, they lost 350. I think it was on Monday, another 250. But at any rate, Amazon stock is just skyrocketing, $1,400 and some dollars a share.
Yeah.
But my point here is, I think that the malls, the brick and mortar, is starting to going to have to compete somehow.
Right.
And so what do? They're going to try to bring in radio stations. Talk about crumbling. But we'll see how this works out. But, this poses, like Shirley, she thought I was kidding, right? You had this in broadcasting school. Illinois, you only get one call per month.
Once a year.
Once,
Yeah, once a year.
as long as they're on a roll.
Right, yeah. Once a year. Once every 365 days, and it's a rolling 365. So if you call in January, you're stuck until next January.
So what's
Yeah.
going to happen is Shirley's going to start calling like every 10 minutes to bank all these calls. And
She's going to have to.
well, don't encourage.
What's different about that?
Yeah, that's the point. And now my question is, does Gurney have a trolley system?
No, not that I'm aware
now,
of.
See, here's our problem. I got 23 years of trolley material. Now, what am I going to do if I go down there?
You're going to have to learn the area, find something new. I know, right? You're going to have to do some research.
You know what? I'm going to probably have to get a new phone number.
Well, yeah,
Oh, my God, it took me 5 years just to learn this one.
I know.
Still have to-
Everything is portable.
Oh, you can take a 262 area code down to Illinois?
Sure.
Really?
Yep.
I didn't know they could do that.
You can have a number if you want for area code anywhere in the United States.
Now, speaking of doing some research, I was looking there. When we go down the tollway, are we going to be strip searched at the Waukegan Toll Plaza?
Well, you are, yeah. I've got to put it in that you have
He
to
enjoys
be.
that kind
Yeah.
of thing, though. That's
Right.
Well,
your time.
hey, Walt, come here.
Please be gentle.
Now, I do get my stool samples back, right?
Probably
Eventually. No, they want to keep them.
not. No.
Throw them on the road for
Right.
Look at the little roadkill there. Yeah, well. And, I do have one of those, is it a responder or disponder or whatever, the transponder, right?
Sure.
What do you put
I
on
have no
the-
idea what you're talking about. He's
No.
sitting
I
here
think
like,
he means radar detector.
No. When you go through the toll booth and you have this open road tolling and
Oh, you get
Well, that's
an iPass.
an iPass,
Yeah.
whatever that little plastic thing is, they
Right.
have some technical
iPass.
name. And you put it on there and you go through.
yeah,
I remember the last time I was down there, and I'm in the express lane.
yeah,
I'm going about 60
sure.
in the express lane in Illinois with Wisconsin plates. And this little old gray-haired lady, she's going past me over 85.
Well, yeah.
And she gives me this one-fingered wave. Is that I'm thinking, what a friendly state this is.
Well, yeah.
Yep.
You got to keep up with the flow of traffic, Scott.
I thought it was in the express lane. I'm just not used to driving over 60, so maybe I better.
Right. Even though all the most of the roads here in Wisconsin have gone up to a speed limit of 70.
I know, but I don't
Yep.
you
Yeah,
don't
travel
70.
on the highways. Is it 70? Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's something that we talked about at a production meeting last night that would be of most interest to you. We could have the production meetings down in Antioch or Gurney.
Yeah,
where
it's
they're
like halfway home.
and
for
where
you.
they're fine.
Yeah.
No. We were just going to figure we'd bunk with you,
Oh. All right.
the three of
Yeah.
us, and if we bring Captain Mike along, you
Oh,
explain,
yeah.
you explain that to them.
Right. Don't worry. I'll totally give you my address.
Yeah.
How do I explain Captain Mike to the mall officials?
Right.
Boy, that'd be a challenge, huh?
And then some.
Isn't he banned from malls like that guy down in Alabama? The guy that ran for the Senate?
When he brings in his raincoat and his black wingtips. So, anyway, Father Marcus is interested in joining us if we make this move.
Oh, really?
Well, he's saved just about everybody, all the sinners in Wisconsin. So,
Yeah.
not there's that many sinners in Illinois, but there could be one or two.
At least one or two.
They're all in Springfield.
Yeah, they're all, or Joliet, wherever they end, where they go to Springfield. That's a stepping. You know what? Then we're not going to. Just so those guys know, we are not abandoning perverts world. And
Not at
the
all.
Chrysler site. I mean, it's just filling up by the day. we didn't have any takers this week, but anyway.
Oh,
So-
who's the new one? Steve Wynn.
Oh, who's he? I missed that one.
He's the developer out in Las Vegas.
Oh, that's right. Anyway, 262-694-1050. Well, I'm glad to hear that they can keep the number because it's taken me this long to learn that number, and I don't want to have to start over. One of the big flacks this week was Sheriff Dave Beth.
Love that guy.
He obviously the week before he made a couple comments based on the 4 young kids that stole that merchandise from the mall, and then led police on a 100-mile chase, and then a big car crash on
142
and H, and poor young kid just gets his driver's license 3 minutes earlier. Now he's
Pulls
in
out
it.
of the DMV.
And so now they're chasing kids all over the place, and these 4 young adults. And he was a little heated, and I'm not condoning what he said. He said he was wrong, and he apologized. Let's move on. But for the NAACP to get involved with this, I mean, this Veronica King, who's the head of the NAACP, correct me if I'm wrong, wasn't she the same one that the cops pulled over on Washington Road for a speeding ticket and got out and yelled at the cops and said she didn't have to listen to him and was disorderly and they put her in cuffs? I don't recall, correct me if I'm wrong, if she issued an apology.
I don't think so.
So, you know what? Now, just if anybody has an opinion on that. And again, the sheriff is, some of his guys are running through, and he said some things he obviously shouldn't have. He apologized, and let's move on. Now, if they're planning on going to the county board on Tuesday and speaking at citizens' comments, I guess that's good, but I don't think he's going to resign. I don't think he should.
Really his comments were directed more at the legislature and the judiciary for bringing down light sentences. And
right. I think we addressed that in High Five, Zingers, and Doofuses last. Those are the guys that you should go up and talk to. He's an elected official, and some of those folks were Democrats. He's a Republican. If you don't want him, don't vote for him. Pretty simple as that. I don't know if he's up for election this fall or not. I'm inclined to think he is, but if you want to get rid of him, don't vote for him. So that didn't help race relations in town much. But here in the same paper then, he was doing his job with the Racine sheriff and talking about how heroin is hurting the community. And, that's what the news should have focused on. That problem right there, that's what's hurting us more than anything else. So if you have a comment on that, and then also there was an article this week about the principal, Sharice Easley. She was the principal at Bain School, and they're saying that the board could fire her, which apparently they can, but my suggestion is you better wait till she gets her due process, or if they fire her before she gets her due, there's another...
It depends on what her contract says. It said she could just, if you're accused of a crime... they can still do it without a conviction. So.
Okay, if that's what the contract says, we don't know that. Of course, it says she allegedly stole this property, although the property was all on her all of this stuff, school property is in her house and the church up there. So, but if you fire her before she's due her due process, here comes another termination or wrongful termination suit.
Yeah, you can sue anybody for anything.
Well, we learned that in the $800,000. What was the lawsuit? That was the transgender deal.
Yep.
And what did that solve? Nothing. But the thing is, she's still makes $110,000. She's still getting paid since October on this. A lot of people aren't really happy with that.
I should think not.
If you were get laid off here, and let's say you did something goofy other than be
with us, you guys.
Other than be with us,
right?
And
other than this,
and they suspended you, you don't get paid.
Right.
And a football player that gets suspended, for doing something, fine, he don't get paid. And a baseball player, and so I don't know why we're paying these people when, and if it's proven where she didn't do it, you can give her pay back. But, geez, on leave with pay. Okay, we talked about that. If anybody wants to comment on the president's speech the other night, it went a lot longer than I thought it was, but he did. I don't know what you think. He looked very presidential, and he stayed on his script so much, I think. And what I don't understand, I'll take this call first. Good morning, you're on Kenosha Today.
Hey, this is Michelle calling.
We've heard of you.
Hey, is the secret word groundhog?
That's already been guessed.
And
What? I've
it's
been
not
listening, and okay, no big deal.
see,
I
now
heard
technically, Michelle, you're wrong. You remember how that game's played?
Okay, all
B
right.
flat.
Okay, question, stump to chump. Does a groundhog bury his nuts or just scratch them?
Boy, you're doing your best to get us kicked out before we even get to Illinois, aren't you?
Right. I want a free thing to the boathouse. I love that. I would share it with you guys at the meeting.
So you want us to roll over and give you and scratch them? Scratch.
Wait, are you guys groundhogs in disguise? No. Anyways, I tried. Have a good one.
Well, don't you want to hear our answer?
Probably
what do you
not.
mean?
Well,
No.
what was our two choices?
Oh,
Scratch them or?
Okay.
Or bury them. I don't think groundhogs eat nuts.
Yeah. So don't try to give us this B flat business and try to trip
No,
us up because
no.
we aren't just a bunch of dumb guys here, you know.
I know. I'm impressed.
We're
I'm
not?
impressed. I know. Okay. Well, keep me posted, and I'll keep listening. Sorry.
All right. Okay.
Say,
Bye.
Michelle.
Isn't groundhog 2 words?
No.
No, it's
Oh,
one
word.
word.
Where's my note here? I bet you it is. Yeah, it is one word.
Yep.
But that ain't it.
No.
So, okay.
I found you had made the same error when you sent me the top 10. So,
Oh, did I make it 2 words?
yes.
Oh, well. First time I made a mistake all year, but it's only
Oh,
February. so-
right. Yeah, first time.
So let's get back to the Trumpster. I thought it was really foolish when, as soon as he says, okay, the sky is blue, all the Republicans jump up, no matter what he says. And then you got Nancy Pelosi and her group just sitting there like,
She forgot to use the polygrip on her dentures. You see that?
Jesus.
Playing with her mouth the whole time. So,
But, some of the things that are, I just talked to somebody at a production meeting yesterday, and he already experienced extra pay in his, and some businesses, corporations have adjusted their withholding a little earlier. I still have yet to see exactly what this is. The IRS hasn't released it to anybody, but they have.
the withholding tables?
Yeah. I haven't found one. It says just the circular I got the other day. But in this case, he got an extra $200. Now, the question's going to come in, how is this going to play out a year from now when he does his taxes? Did they take too much out? Didn't they take enough out? I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen the thing. But
Well, you keep track of it and plan
Yeah.
accordingly.
And going back to Trump, he took credit for the stock market that was up 45% since he took office. And health insurance. Speaking of health insurance, who's the 3 guys, Elmo, that we
Larry.
No. I had it here.
Boy, you're like a dog that sees a squirrel. Right. You get and now back to Trump. Squirrel.
No, you're thinking of Jeff Bezos,
Yeah, right.
Warren Buffett, and Jamie Dimon.
Yeah, these 3 guys are going to apparently form their own health
Insurance company for their companies.
Right. And according to this article, they're going to try to make it like you can buy health insurance just like ordering it on a shirt from Amazon.
Sure.
And, remember the days when the Chamber of Commerce had WPS? This was going way back. And they did the same
Our
thing.
company
right?
used it.
And you belong to the Chamber for a couple $100, and then everybody would they had the Cadillac plan, right?
Well, you get a larger group. That's
Right.
Yep.
And I don't know whatever happened to that thing.
I have no idea.
I think it did.
I think they got rid of it at some point.
WPS, I think, had some, I don't know what
Yeah,
happened.
I'm not
but
sure.
It was a great concept, and these guys might be onto something because they're going to make, and leave it to the 3 richest guys, I suppose, in the world to put something like this together. But you're going to make shopping for health insurance as easy as buying a shirt on Amazon. See? I remembered that. I focused on that.
There you go.
But then on going back to the Trump, what?
There we go. Back to Trump. What? Squirrel.
I got a couple more that'll probably get.
Yeah, I know. You want to take a break first and then come back to the Trump?
Sure.
Yeah, give me a chance to regroup.
All right. Let's do that.
1050 WIP, spreading the love here at Camp Happy Face. Wait till we get down to Illinois. We'll spread it a whole lot
I
better.
don't want to know what you want to spread in Illinois, all right?
Also, bringing you gas trolleys, backyard beavers, and saving the Kenosha State Nation from all the perils here in Do-Over Kenosha. We're going to have to probably come up with a different name for Gurney. Of course, unless they do everything just so prim and proper down there. They don't screw up anything, do they?
Couldn't tell you. I don't live in Gurney.
Yeah.
Well, we don't want to take them on yet until this contract is signed, maybe
Right.
on Monday. So we want to make new friends, slow.
Now, just because the studio's moving doesn't mean we have to change the content of the show to
No,
focus on Kenosha.
We'll just include some of the good folks.
They should be included anyway.
Yeah,
In the listening area.
We get calls from down in
Illinois. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, who's
You'll be closer to
Irish Ruth, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
You'll be able to stop by.
Carl, let's rethink this. we want to rethink this
Oh,
deal.
God, if they've got that showcase studio there.
Should be in the window all the time.
Oh, Carl, I'm begging you, rethink this. Mr. Perry, come on, don't do this to us. Again, we invite you to join the thousands of our fans who have already liked us and signed up and liked us on Facebook. And you can visit us on the web at kenosha.com. We are brought to you by our major sponsor, the Boathouse Pub and Erie, along with a host of many other very fine local businesses. Joining us this morning, my attorney, Elmo Schneider, is here.
Good morning.
Fresh from attending yesterday's morning's big Groundhog's Day celebration here in Kenosha.
Oh, huge, I'm
Pretty
sure.
impressive, wouldn't you say? It was very impressive.
Is that the one at the velodrome?
You see all the little chipmunks or little groundhogs scurrying around, and they get up on that bank, on that top bank, and they all slide down. Mm-hmm. That's pretty impressive. And then the outdoor latex poster boy, Spider Ronnie the camera dude.
Exterior.
Exterior, I get that. Exterior as opposed to outside. What's the? Is that just a potato, tomato, or potato, whatever that is? And engineering and board operating the Kenosha State train wreck this morning. Hanging on our every word, Wacky Wayne joins us all the way from Antioch. And, I think that'd be great. We get down there on a Friday night, go out and spend a couple hours with us, having a couple sippers of beer, and then we bunk out at your house, and then we carpool it in.
Oh, that'd be great. I can't wait.
Oh, look, a squirrel.
He's probably going. He's probably got an email to Carl Wertzler now. He's just rethink this. I'm begging you now.
For sale sign.
Yeah.
No. I'll even give you my address.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll probably get there and be some strip joint.
Right. You'll fit right in. You'll be fine.
That'll work for us. Coming up after the 11:30 break, our weekly editorial segment. This week it's As the Groundhog Turns. See, I made it 2 words there too. And then also no one in the first half hour has won this morning's Secret Word Challenge, sponsored by Barter's Financial Planning Services. With over 35 years of tax preparation and financial planning experience, let us guide you with all the options that are still available. Find out how you can take advantage and use the new tax code to your advantage and save the maximum dollars for you and your family. Give me a call, 262-652-6767. We'll set up a free consultation. And if you should happen to mention today's secret word, we will send you a $20 Boathouse gift card. Already we had people call in that Michelle's trying to take Stump the Chumps for another hour. And I think she was, I don't know what she was trying to do. Does anybody know what she's ever trying to do?
I think she was attempting some comedy.
Oh. yeah. Here? Yeah. Also, the show is being recorded for training purposes. We can replay this nonsense tomorrow at noon, right here on AM 1050. Also gives our board operator an opportunity to blip out anything.
Yeah, we've been good. Haven't had to worry about anything yet.
Yeah, well,
at least not in a while.
Do we have to do that in Illinois? Because some of that stuff that...
No, it's
still, you do?
Yeah, FCC.
It's a federal law.
And special thanks to Elmo here. You can find the Kenosha State Show 365 days a year, 24/7 up on YouTube. We're pretty current.
We're totally up to date.
So the people in Illinois, is it Illinois or Illinois?
It's Illinois. Oh. No S.
In Illinois.
Yeah, I know.
I want to make as many friends as I can before we go.
Right.
After the 11 o'clock
Now, what
break.
makes you think you're coming with?
Well,
just saying.
Well,
you're taking a big leap here that you're getting invited to come along.
According to the email I got, it says no changes.
Right.
Which like almost says everything changes.
Right.
Yeah, whenever they say nothing will change, it means everything is going to change.
Everybody's out.
Well, hey, we got our contract goes to the end of the year.
I mean, obviously for the simple fact that the FM station, AM station, the building down there in Waukegan continually floods. It makes sense for those guys to move.
Mm-hmm.
For us, I don't know about that.
Well, it's economies
we'll
of scale here.
Right, no, I get it.
And
Let's face it, this
then
studio,
Carl only has to go to one place.
Yeah.
Right, everything's
this
all in
studio
one place.
needs a little work. I mean, how much duct tape can you throw in here?
But if you think about it, you've got now 4 stations all in one building.
Well,
You're going to have more space for everything.
I imagine they got this big, up in Milwaukee, they call it iHeartRadio. They got about 6 stations in there. So this is very common to have more than one.
Right. There's a lot of those big conglomerates that have, more than one station in a building.
And you wait till the president of Alpha Mega, what's the name of this place?
Alpha Media.
Yeah, that's would be helpful if I knew the name of our
Probably
owners, right?
wouldn't be a bad idea, yes. We
could be rediscovered.
Who could be rediscovered?
Us.
Yeah.
We're going right to the top.
Right to the tippity top, yeah.
Tippity top.
Tippity top.
Anyway, after the 11 o'clock break, this week's top 10 thought-provoking category, the top 10 highlights from Groundhog's Day here in Kenosha. And now, boys and girls, see the people in the south of the board, they're going to love this. It's time to play Kenosha's fastest-growing game show sensation, the lightning round of City in Jeopardy, sponsored by the Boathouse Pub and Eatery. And to be eligible, no one from your household could have won any contest on WLIP within the last 60 days. We will now clear the phone lines.
Clear.
I'm going to read the question, which is a very sophisticated, intelligent, see how I grasp them? I grasp them right now. Multiple choice question. You will then get 3 somewhat intellectual answers to choose from. After that, you will hear the ding. And the first caller to correctly answer the question wins a Kenosha State $25 gift certificate to the Boathouse Pub and Eatery, located at 4917 7th Avenue here in Kenosha. Open Monday through Friday at 11 a.m., featuring weekly lunch and dinner specials. Enjoy a beautiful waterfront view and stop in for their big Saturday and Sunday morning breakfast and Bloody Mary specials beginning at 7 a.m. until noon. And also, if you're planning a party or a banquet, call Joyce at 262-654-9922, or you can find them on the web at theboathousekenosha.com. All right, are we ready? Here's the sophisticated question. What would be the biggest reason a team from Kenosha won't win this year's Super Bowl? You guys with me?
Yeah. Other than the fact that we don't got one, but yeah, go ahead. All right.
Well, it's hypothetical.
Oh, theoretically.
Theoretically. Okay. Yeah. What would be the biggest reason a team from Kenosha won't win this year's Super Bowl? A, defensive players were using the transgender locker room. B, their team bus is the Kenosha gas trolley. And C, they've been practicing at the Kenosha Days Perverts World located at the old Chrysler site. First caller, 262-694-1050. What would be the biggest reason a team from Kenosha won't win this year's Super Bowl? We have a caller.
Oh, I can't even believe it.
What? Good morning on Kenosha Today.
Maybe not.
Okay, let's try this one. Good morning, you're on Kenosha Today.
Hi.
Hi, who's this?
It's Carol.
Carol with a C?
Yes.
Okay. All right, Carol. Are you from Kenosha?
Yes.
Okay. Do you listen to this dribble often?
Oh, I try to.
What would prevent you from listening to this? Something more important, such as what?
No, nothing.
Nothing, Carol.
Nothing.
Nothing.
There you go, Carol. All right. What would be the biggest reason a team from Kenosha won't win this year's Super Bowl? A, defensive players were using the transgender locker room. B, their team bus is the Kenosha gas trolley. Or C, they've been practicing at Kenosha Today's Perverts World located on the old Chrysler site. Carol.
I'd say A.
Defensive players were using the transgender locker room. Yes, that's a correct answer. Oh, Carol. Are you a big football fan? Or did you just call in to win the $25?
That's what my numbers are.
Oh, so you're gambling. Do you gamble all the time, or just for the Super Bowl?
I mean, like number 12 or number 4.
I thought you were talking about like a strip card. I mean, a gambling card.
Oh, we can't talk about that on the radio.
No. Sure, we can. We just don't. We won't mention your name, and the Vice Squad won't get over there until we're done off the air.
Aside from the fact that you've already called her Carol, and
I didn't mention her last name, and her number was 555. Yada yada yada. I didn't mention that.
Right, none of that.
Yep.
So, Carol, what do you do for a living? Or
gamble.
Other than gamble.
Like we set it up. Yeah.
I just listen to the radio.
She listens to us and gambles whether it's going to be a good show.
You don't know Shirley, do you? Well,
Oh, yeah, everyone knows Shirley.
Everybody knows Shirley. Yep.
so what do you think of us moving to Illinois? Glad to get rid of us, or
No.
There's no guarantee on that, Scott.
there's
Quit
no
putting
guar-
it out there.
I know, we're just putting it out there, but
Maybe
Yeah.
somebody else will take over
no,
this one.
no, we're going with them. They don't know it yet, but we're going with. Where's my? They're going to have a new
Oh my
show.
God, he's lost.
Yeah, oh, here they're going to have a new
Squirrel.
Yeah.
show. No. Hang on. They're going to have a new show that's going to be broadcasted out of the mall called Gurney's Got It. That's true.
Yep.
Now, suppose hypothetically we get down there and Gurney says, "Yeah, now we got it. What do you want to do with it? You guys want him back?" So, anyway, all right. Who are you going to take? You going to just go by yourself to the boathouse after we send you the gift certificate?
Oh, I could probably use it all up, but I'll probably go with someone.
In beverages?
It wouldn't
Try
take
Friday
long.
at 3 o'clock. All right, Carol, you've been a good sport. And are you going to watch the game tomorrow?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Who are you for?
At least the commercials.
Who are you going to be for?
Well, I'm still for the Packers.
Carol, this is a news flash. I hate to tell you, there's two things. One, the Packers aren't in it, and Dick Nixon's no longer president. So how? yeah. Do you see what commercials are going for? Like $5 million
Yep.
for 30 seconds.
It's almost as much as we charge here.
Yeah, we're just a hair under the going rate. So anyway, who are you for? Seriously.
The other team.
As long as her numbers come up right.
You know,
she doesn't care.
here's the fact, Carol. Here's the true fact. I just figured this out. You don't even know who's playing tomorrow, do you?
Oh, yeah, I know it's the Patriots and the Eagles.
Okay. You know, already the Eagles are making excuses saying they got the flu. You know, whatever.
Well, I've seen the Patriots stadium, so
They're playing in
Minnesota.
yeah.
Minnesota.
I feel closer to them because I saw their stadium.
Makes sense.
Yep,
There you
yep.
go.
So how long you been in therapy, Carol? God. Okay, off the air. And I won't read this on the air. Wacky Wayne here is going to get your last name, address, phone number, and on Monday I will send you this gift certificate, and then you just take that with you down to the boathouse and enjoy yourself.
Terrific.
And if you ever are looking to be out on a Friday at 3, come join us at a production meeting, but bring a little more cash than 25.
Okay.
You didn't hang up on us, did you, Carol? All right. Thanks.
No, I'm taking it all in.
Oh, Jesus. All right. Wayne's going to get it. Here you go. And while he's doing that, the Kenosha.
Yes, great America. Well, I have been thinking about, and it starts in several processes, like it starts on the wish list, and it's been successful, wishing things, and of course there's the high-powered attending church wish list.
Why are you calling us
So
with that?
I had a advertiser in mind. I've had others that have actually become sponsors of WLAP. So the one that I had in mind recently, I wanted to hand it over to Lou Rugani.
Why?
But maybe I'll give it to you.
Well, okay, give it to us. Actually,
Yeah, it's somebody in Illinois that I think should be a advertiser and a sponsor.
okay, let's not
So
talk about it on the air.
On the
Why don't
air,
you
right.
call me at 262?
No. I got to wait for it to follow its process.
okay. Well, when you do that-
a few weeks. But if it's in Illinois, so it would be great. That would be one of the best things for you coming here is getting additional advertisers. Oh, by the way, I once did a radio talk show for the former WKRS for about a year and a half as a consumer advisor.
We don't do any consumer advice here.
No, you don't have to.
Every advice we give, people do the opposite. That's about
no,
what
you
happens.
don't have to. But the interesting thing is that was in Illinois. So I do have a lot of interesting journalism.
Okay. But let me ask
background.
you. Let me ask you. What the Daily Herald's the one that printed this article on? I think it was Friday. Where's the Daily Herald out of?
I believe it could be Crystal Lake, Barrington.
Well, it's a suburban paper that
I would
covers.
need to know who the publisher is. There's Pioneer Press.
Well, no, it
There's
says
Lakeland.
this says
There's
this is okay. Wait a minute. It says the Daily Herald, in the author's name, the reporter was Doug Graham, and he wrote this article. It was in the Daily, and it says and a bunch of other stuff. But so
I might be wrong, but I believe
comes out
that
once a week.
at least one time, right? The Daily Herald is actually owned by the Chicago Sun-Times, and they put out community papers for all the suburbs surrounding Chicago.
Well, anyway, I'm going to have to start subscribing.
Okay, well, I know who owns the Waukegan Sun-Times, and a relative of mine owns the Lakeland newspapers.
Okay.
But what was his article about? You didn't let us know what that is.
Oh, it was about WIP moving to Illinois.
Oh, really? And that was the Friday issue?
That was, when did I get this? Friday.
And I have the Thursday issue.
Yeah. Well, then it must come out more than once a week, right?
Every day.
It comes out every day.
Oh,
I have the Thursday issue. Okay.
Check it out. All right. Bye-bye.
Now, I'm wondering...
By the way, when you're telling these little stories, here's a good idea. Have a point. It makes it so much more interesting for the listener.
Wacky Wayne.
I'm just afraid this advertiser she's going to send us is the state of Illinois advertising the prison at Joliet.
Well, as we didn't promote Pervert's World, we've got experience in this world. Hey, maybe these guys are getting out early, and since all the wonderful people want to open up our homeless shelter, then let's take the prisoners. Mm-hmm. But you better call us quick because Pervert's World is going pretty quick.
We got a waiting list going.
Anyway, back to what my first train of thought here. I was talking about
back to the Trumpster?
You have a train of thought?
Oh. No, we're not going back to Trump. Got it. Okay.
You know who's driving my train of thought? Captain Mike.
Yeah, that's right.
The choo-choo.
And the cards are detached.
Yeah. Downtown Kenosha growing, and this little Miss Sunshine. I think she's all of about 22 years old. Just graduated, and she's the head of Downtown Inc., and saying that everything's so warm and fuzzy and rosy, and taking credit for the Heritage House project, $23 million, the Loftus Phase 2.
She took credit for that?
And the KYF project, the $12 million. She's taking credit for all that.
She wasn't even there when
she was still cheerleading
Those
camp.
have been going for years and years and years.
Camp, so,
she's still in grade school.
This, and now, another train of thought. See, this thing's just.
I know, right?
Last week when I was reporting about
at one
her,
point we'll finish a story.
No. She last week. Remember we talked about she's having this contest, Tickle the Ivories.
Yeah.
Everybody, and she's got all these used pianos, sitting in the basement of the Kenosha News, and it costs $500 to get a sponsor, and you got to paint it, and then you get to put it up in front of a downtown business. They're gonna have a contest, yada yada yada.
Sure.
And my point was you have to have a permit.
Yes.
Well, our popularity has reached to a point.
You waived it?
We're popular?
No, one question at a time here.
All right.
I have acquired a piano, and we are going to.
You've acquired a piano,
and we're going to enter in this contest, and we're going to.
Through what means? Did you purchase a piano?
We've acquired it.
So you've stolen a piano?
No, we've acquired it.
Yeah.
That means it doesn't say. Well, these other people, they've acquired pianos, and I think looks like about 10 of them down there. But
it's not hard to acquire a piano.
We've acquired this piano,
right?
And we are going to put it in the boathouse parking lot right next to the dumpster, and we are going to paint it, and we're going to enter this contest, and we're going to see if. Well, we've got talent. We've got.
You're gonna put it by the dumpster, right?
Right.
Well, yeah.
That's what you said.
Ron, how much exterior latex do you got there? So
1 gallon of doodle.
Do we use a brush with this, or just
Fling it at it.
And since it's on private property, we don't need a stinking permit. So, but we are going to.
No stinking permits.
We don't need no stinking permits.
All right.
And so you're going to hear big things from us.
Oh, I can imagine.
As soon as the contest starts, I think about June 1st, we know where this is. It's under secure lock and key.
Yes.
And we're going to just move it in. I got the permission, the okie dokie, yesterday.
Yeah.
And.
Except for you're putting it by the garbage, which means the garbage man may not realize that this is a work of art and ends up taking it away when he takes out the boathouse.
Who the heck
security.
asked you for your
I'm
opinion?
just saying, maybe you want to put it somewhere other than, put it somewhere other than right by the garbage can.
Boy.
Yeah.
Well, we can move it a little bit because you know what, I hate to say this, but you might have a good point. By the time this gets done painting, we just thought we'd put it close to the dumpster because in case when we're done with it.
That way you don't got to move it. Elmo was a piano mover. He knows how to get it over there by the
He's
dumpster.
a mover and shaker.
Yeah.
Well, we got a lot of people that can play. You can play, Michelle, Cy Costabile. We got a whole bunch of people that we're going to probably do a whole show there on a Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to do that by the garbage then.
Well, no,
the smell alone will keep your crowd down.
Well, here's. Of the show or the
all of the above.
Got all them fish heads in the trash there.
Here's the real kicker. I was really excited when I found out I was going to get this piano. And he says, well, it's only got 3 wheels, so moving it might be a problem. Oh, wait, we can just get a caster or something, right? We can get those casters.
Actually, you put the piano on a dolly to move it. So you don't use the wheels that are...
I got to bring in my own dolly? Mm-hmm. I better start...
Yeah.
My blow-up dolly? Do you play the piano?
No, thankfully. I am not musically inclined.
Well, anyway, we're gonna enter, but I'm gonna make sure that everybody that's on the sidewalk gets a $150 permit. Otherwise, they could get fined $300 and face 10 days in a slammer.
Right.
It works for me.
Sure.
But not that we want to take advantage of the rules. We just want to play within the rules.
Okay.
And
well, you can't break the rules until you know what they are. So
we should also take a Saturday afternoon after a post-production meeting and do the painting. How long does it take? Is that dry right away, Ronnie?
Yeah, that'll set up in minutes. Yeah.
Oh.
Especially in the summertime.
Yeah. We don't use oil on
no oil, just latex.
Just outside latex. And
you could use a spray gun for that.
Yeah, you could.
No, we should have
spray cans.
We get a couple and let everybody participate, and you get. We'll do a donation thing for $10. You get a couple swipes.
You know what? You wouldn't want to use spray cans. It might drift on the cars that are.
Oh yeah. That's a good point. That's why we have talented people.
Well,
See?
you know,
I don't have to do
professionals.
Right.
Professionals. We're just not a bunch of dumb chumps sitting here, come winging stuff off the top of our heads.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to read this last one.
Quickly.
Oh my! Excuse me. Boy, this show just chokes me up, man.
Have another slug of vodka.
Yeah.
Good morning, everybody. If you just joined us, this is barely Uncle Scotty Barter, and welcome to the February 3rd edition of the Kenosha Today Weekly Report, broadcasting live from Studio A here at AM 1050 WLIP on your radio dial. Being brought to you by our major sponsor, the Boathouse Pub and Eatery, along with a host of many other very fine local businesses, taking serious journalism, and I'm talking serious stuff here,
Oh, yeah.
to an all-time high, reporting on local stories, state stories, and spanning the globe.
Or at least a small portion of local stories, state stories.
I like to do them all at once.
Right. Yeah.
I don't like to isolate on anyone.
No.
And if you like some of our callers and you have trouble figuring this out, what the show is about,
Yeah.
please
It's
call
very
us. When you
confusing,
figure it out,
yeah.
call us and let us know. Joining us this morning, my personal attorney from the law firm of Dewey, Cheatham & Howe, Elmo Schneider, Esquire, takes the stand this morning. Elmo.
Good morning, everyone.
Also with us, as he is is he here?
Yeah, he's back there.
And every Saturday morning, our video coordinator, Spider Ronnie, the outside latex camera guy. Not outside. Present. Okay. And performing as both our engineer and operator, Wacky Wayne, graces us with his present. Any reason why the Lord should be weeping this morning?
Aside from the
Besides
obvious?
this?
Yeah. Aside from the obvious?
The Lord is shaking his head. I still, when you came into, we were talking last week, and when you first got here, and you thought
Right.
you were in heaven.
It was a great show.
And thought John Perry was
Right.
St. Peter.
I was getting a blessing.
And then you figured out, no, I'm in the wrong area.
Right.
You only got one
Right
way to
back
go.
the
That's
other
up and
way.
out,
Yeah,
right? Hey, when we go to Illinois, if we get there, are you going to have another title?
No.
You'd just be board operator.
Still board operator, yeah.
You don't want to be a like a tour guide or a welcome guy?
Yeah.
And a mall operator?
Right,
You'd
yeah.
be one of those guys with the little helmet, one of those, what do they call those things you
The
run around?
Segway?
Where, is that what they call them? Where
Yeah.
you run around with a little beep beep and a little helmet, a little
yeah.
red scarf? Oh, you'd be
Oh, yeah, get me an ascot? Yeah, I'll fit
Yeah.
right in.
Yeah.
That'll be great.
Little red one.
Little red eye ascot, yes.
And then what we do, you hook up a trailer and you put Captain Mike with his little 3-wheel bicycle and his little orange flag there. and,
Oh.
yeah, run him into the barrier down there.
You just leave them out by the tollway.
We'll take that thing and put them on a roller coaster at Great America.
Yeah,
That's it.
right. The new ride, Captain Mike. Good morning, you're on Kenosha Today.
And this morning,
Good morning, everyone.
also with us.
Hello.
Oh, hello. Sorry, but there's a time delay here or something, man.
Time delay. You're in a time zone. You're in a different time zone, Captain Mike.
In the ozone. I'm in the ozone again. How you guys doing, man?
Well, did you hear the news? WIP is possibly going to be relocating to Illinois into the Gurney Mills Mall. Serious.
Wow.
Yeah.
You got to drive all the way there?
Well, unless you want to fly us.
Maybe you do a remote control all the time or something. I don't know.
Well, this poses some interesting problems for us. One, Gurney, the village of Gurney doesn't have a trolley system. So
Oh,
we're
that's bad.
sitting on 23 years of trolley material. I don't know what we're going to do with that. But in your case, when you come down, do you know there's a strip search at the Waukegan toll plaza that you're going to have to go through?
Yeah, it's way too fast. It's going too fast.
You're going to have to wear some clean underwear that day.
Stop.
You're going to have.
You should search me a little more over there, man.
You're going to have to wear some clean underwear.
Wait a minute. Well, I guess I can't go there then.
How do I explain you? No, so I don't. I'm not talking behind your back. How do I explain you to the mall cops? I mean, what is this?
Just Sam, your twin brother.
You know what they're thinking of doing?
What's that?
Well, they're thinking of having a studio where the people in the mall can actually, there's a window there where some of the big-time radio stations or TV stations have. Like you see on the Today Show that I think they do it in New York, and you have all these idiots, waving and everything. Yeah, but that's what apparently they're maybe going to try to take a shot at that.
Yeah, TV station Illinois or in Chicago does it.
There's a few stations that do that down there.
Yeah. So
they do.
Yeah. So how's it working out for you down there?
Well, they're celebrating. It's called the Tree Iguana Day here. They have. And
Sure.
they say if you see
Sure
an
it is.
iguana fall off a tree, you should quit drinking for about 8 weeks or something.
Is this your version of Groundhog's Day?
It is. That's the Mexican version of Groundhog.
So when the iguana comes out and sees a shadow, that means you're going to have 6 more weeks of what down there?
6 more weeks
Drunkenness?
of summer.
6 more weeks of drinking.
6 more weeks
yeah,
of
drunkenness.
drunkenness.
No, if you see an iguana fall off a tree, it's called Tree Iguana Day. Then you should quit drinking for a while because it probably didn't happen.
Can you take? It didn't happen. Can you take iguana and treat it as roadkill? It's dead when it falls out of the tree, then, right? So then you can fry it up.
It does, but you can't. I ate it before.
Iguana?
Yeah, we had 2 of them. Me and my buddy Lugerhead Louie, we carried them through a little girl's playground. All the girls were stopping there and playing games.
You're going over to little girl's playground? Hey, we got a room for you at Pervert's World when you get back. Just to let you know, the repair. Hey, just to let you know, the repairs on your house after the fire a week ago are coming along pretty good. It's still boarded up, but Emma and I went over there.
My Dobermans are all right, though. My Dobermans didn't get hurt or nothing, did they?
No, and the fire marshal has issued a ruling that it started with some soiled, highly inflammable underpants.
Too much for holy and alcohol. That'll do it, man. For holies and alcohol, man. And them deviled eggs, man. I'll let you guys go.
Okay, well, try to behave yourself, all right?
No, I won't, but you don't either, though. So, okay, this is good. Okay, bye now.
See you, Mike. Captain.
Status of this morning's Secret Word Challenge, sponsored by Barter's Financial Planning Services. With over 35 years of tax preparation and financial planning experience, let us guide you through, as there are many still options available under the new tax code for you and your family to save maximum dollars and keep it all in your pocket. Call me at 262-652-6767. We'll set up a free consultation for you. And if you just happen to get lucky and say this morning's secret word, we'll send you a Boathouse $20 gift card. And we had one gal, Michelle, not her real name, call in and thought she was going to. Oh no, she wanted to stump the chump. She did take a shot at
She
this,
did
too.
take a shot at
And,
that, but she said groundhog, which had already been guessed.
Yeah. You think we're that goofy that we would use a prominent word like groundhog as opposed to tsunami?
Tsunami.
Yeah. Anyway, this is. Are you ready for the top 10?
I'm as ready as I'm going to
be. Get through this, and I got to take my time, and I won't stray.
Okay.
Enunciate.
Yeah. I have a tendency to get
excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And at my age,
right, that
much.
could be bad. Yeah.
A tree falling, an iguana falling from a tree gets me excited. Written in our home office on the deck at the Boathouse Pub and Eatery, this week's top 10 thought-provoking category, the top 10 highlights from Groundhog's Day here in Kenosha. Number 10, a trolley driver couldn't see his shadow and forgot the route. Number 9, he transgendered from Puxatawny Phil to Pocahontas Patty. Number 8, was charged with stalking a nearsighted squirrel. Number 7, emerged from hibernating under the 50th Street Bridge. Number 6, dedicated the Roadkill Memorial on Anthony Kennedy Drive. Number 5, was the odds-on favorite to win the Kenosha Today Porcelain Potty Painting Contest on 6th Avenue. Number 4, was seen dating Stormy Daniels.
Hey!
Way to go. Number 3, shouted this is BS because he was left off the spring election for not listing Nob Hill as his permanent address. Number 2, sued the school district for $800,000 because they wouldn't let him pee in the bushes. And the number 1 highlight of Groundhog's Day here in Kenosha, hosted his own show called Rodents Today, which means 6 more weeks of complete nonsense on WLIP.
Isn't it Gobbler's Knob and not Nob Hill?
And Gobbler's, I thought
Yes.
It is?
Yeah.
Where did I get Nob Hill?
You were probably thinking of...
Barter Man?
No, the whiskey.
No,
Knob Creek.
I'll take a call here.
No, you won't.
No, okay. I could have sworn when I did my research it was Nob Hill, but it's Gobbler's.
Nob Hill
Gobbler's
is a place somewhere else. So.
Oh, well, didn't make any
Gobbler's Knob.
You know, not to change the subject, but talking about porcelain potty training, that's going to be we still might do that. You know, when they have the painting for the pianos, Tickle the Ivories, we're going to have our put up a toilet over every manhole cover, right down 6th Avenue. Porcelain potty painting. How do you think of that, Spider?
You know, I was thinking that could be like a course. You could have it like a trolley slalom, and they could have to weave in between the toilets on the road. So.
Called Dump with the Chumps. I like that. Anyway, 262-694-1050. If anybody wants to play Stump the Chumps, you can win a $15 gift certificate to Cabin Fever, located at 8249 South Sheridan Road, home of Benny the Bear in Kenosha today.
Good morning.
Who's this? Marilyn.
This is Marilyn. 2 questions.
Yeah.
Why are you moving?
Well,
you'd have to ask management.
But
we're not moving yet.
We're not moving yet. They haven't signed this thing. But there's 4 stations involved: an AM station here and the FM station. And the FM station has got some new equipment. This one is outdated by.
Well, the main reason is the stations in Illinois flood,
and so
they need a new home.
And they're working out something to consolidate this into the Gurney Mills Mall, and the Village of Gurney is voting on this Monday night, and to see if all of this comes. There's no timetable, and nobody signed anything yet, but.
That's really sad.
Well, it's a business decision.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
economies of scale. They can save money if they're all 4 in one place.
Yeah,
that's what it's.
There you go. Second question: what's with the pianos?
We don't know yet. They just announced this contest a week ago called Tickle the Ivories, and they've got a host of about 10 or 12 pianos sitting in the basement of the Kenosha News, and it costs you $500 a business to sponsor this. People paint them up, put them on the front sidewalk in front of your business, and you, I guess you're going to give away
it's
prizes.
Supposed to be some way to attract business.
Attract businesses, yeah.
Oh, really? Okay.
So, Marilyn, I got one question. I got one question for you before you go. Have you figured out what this show's about yet?
What your show's about?
Yeah, have you figured this out?
It's a mystery.
Okay, probably leave it a go. All right, thanks for calling. All right.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye. Oh, we
just missed him.
Oh, call us back. Sorry. Where was I at with all of this here? I don't want to start jumping around.
Squirrel. Yeah.
Squirrel. I don't want to start jumping around.
Remind me to add that to the system for next week.
If you, what kind of sound does a squirrel make?
No, I don't need a sound effect of the squirrel. I'll get the one with the dog from the cartoon movie. And he's like, squirrel!
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It'll be great.
Chase, too, from Christmas Vacation. Squirrel!
Oh. Boy, Spiders, he's all excited now.
He's all together, too excited. He just woke up now.
Anyway, if you want to play Stump the Chumps, you got to have a trivia question or a song title, 262-694-1050. And if you're calling and your number is unavailable or called private, we ain't taking it. Do we have 1 out of 2?
I'm waiting to see.
Sometime before my 80th birthday.
More
technology.
Dead air. More dead air.
Let's try number 2.
Okay. Good morning. You're in Kenosha today.
Morning. Just where they're talking about the move, I read all the article in the paper. Mm-hmm. What's the FCC got to say about that? Anything?
Well, transfer licenses. Well, the license doesn't transfer; just the location transfers.
I have no idea.
So don't they say you got to, service your community and?
Well, they would be. They're still going to be servicing. The airways will still be servicing.
You could broadcast from Mars if you wanted to, and still have it, come down to the
I don't
same
think
community.
that there is a law that says this. You have to service your community, just like a newspaper. If the Kenosha News went out of business, there's no law against that either. Although it's probably good. But this show or any of the very fine shows on WLIP or the FM station will still be heard here. It's just
But can you still say live and local if you're not local?
Well, that presents an issue. Well, I guess you could say, depending on what your term is.
Depends on
local, because
you would be amazed the amount of stuff you hear on all kinds of radio stations, especially people reading the news. They're not even in the same state as the radio station.
You're right. They might have to tweak that a little bit. So we might have to. Yeah.
So, and I see the station from Racine branching down to you guys because I'm not calling from Racine, but am from Racine. I see they got a frequency or something that goes into Kenosha there.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was kind of interesting.
Well, we'll see how it works out. Again, we're just trying to stay out of everybody's way until the contracts are signed, and then we'll make real good friends.
Well, I hope you don't do it because Kenosha needs a Kenosha station, not a Kearney station.
It's just contents, though.
Yeah, the word I got is
Kenosha people. Right. They could broadcast from any place.
It'll stay the same, is what I was told. All the programs, times, everything supposed to stay the same, if it goes.
Okay, but if you're in Arizona and you're talking about Kenosha, and a fire breaks out in Kenosha, you got to wait for somebody in Kenosha to call Arizona and say, "Hey, we got a fire," and that just doesn't.
Well, we'll have more. We'll know more next week when we figure out.
All those issues can be resolved with technology.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Thanks.
Look out the weather window in Arizona and tell me what the weather is.
Sunny and 80.
He said, I like that a whole lot better than what I'm looking out this weather deck here.
Well,
let's bring that up to Carl. We can move down there.
Yeah,
that'll be great.
That's a good point. We'll tell Carl, let's go to Arizona.
There you go.
Just for the weather. All right. Thanks for the call.
Hey, speaking of Kenosha News.
Good morning. You're on Kenosha today.
Good morning.
Who's this?
Denny from the Ozarks.
Denny, I'm glad you called because I had a discussion with Mike Rugg and Jim Matzer yesterday.
Oh, yeah?
And your name was brought up. Did you used to be a barber?
Yes.
I tried to tell them that, and they said, no, you were just a screw-off.
Wow.
Well,
you were both right.
And your barber shop was on 60th Street, and on 39th and...
yes.
Yeah, it's still a barber shop. Yeah, from Pilot. See, these guys think I'm whistling Dixie, but anyway, we were thinking of coming down and doing our show from the Ozarks, but I don't think you have enough room for us in the old RV park where you live there, do you?
I'll tell you. Have you ever been in the Ozarks?
No, I just see the pictures. I watch the History Channel.
They make fun of the Ozarks, but I'll tell you, it's one of the most beautiful. I've been all over the place. Like the guy says, I've been everywhere. Racine, Burlington, Anyway, I've lived a lot of places, and the Ozarks are some of the most beautiful areas in the world.
Well, thanks for that history.
Yeah. Hey, I want to play Stump the Chump. I'll give you an easy one.
Okay, you stumped us last time, but I don't think that was for funsies because. But you got to come back to Wisconsin to collect.
I will do that.
Okay. All right.
I'll get up there this summer for sure.
Yeah, that's what I told the boys, and they said your last name is that the same guy? And I said, yeah. We all grew up in Forest Park together, so.
Yeah.
See,
Rugg lived on 43rd.
All right. What's your question?
I got an easy one for you. You're moving to Illinois, possibly.
Possibly, yeah.
There were riots in Waukegan back in 1969. Who was the mayor of Waukegan at the time made national news?
The Waukegan mayor in 1969.
Very popular, very famous guy.
Wasn't Jesse Jackson, was it?
No, it was Sabanjan.
Correct.
Ha! See? You called us from the Ozarks.
He said it was an easy one.
Yep.
Yeah, Robert Sabanjan. Bob Sabanjan was the mayor. He became, he was mayor down there twice.
What'd you think of that?
Well, you're moving down to Lake County, and I lived down in. I actually moved to Waukegan in 1969, so I got to know Bob Sabanjan and some of those guys.
You were probably the reason they were rioting.
Well, no, I cleared that mess up when I got there.
Hey,
so you'll possibly have a studio at Gurney Mills?
That's what they're talking about, to accommodate 4 stations, the AM and FM station in Kenosha and AM FM in Waukegan. You know, this building here has been outdated and the equipment is not the best. We've run out of duct tape, so now it's a good move, I think. I mean, from a business standpoint.
Well, I wish you well. I don't know that that's the best thing. You know, when you cross that state line, it's like going from, I don't know,
from the Ozarks
to East Germany.
No.
It's a huge difference, and the attitudes, the way people think, and that'll be interesting if you guys do that.
You know, you mentioned all these moves you made. Somebody chasing you around the country in recent years?
I was living in Europe for 3 years, Netherlands, Germany, Belgium.
So you came back, huh?
Nice.
Yeah, I was there for 3 years, and it was great.
Statute of limitations run out?
That was it.
What's your
had to wait till I was safe to come home.
What's the prediction? Your prediction of the Super Bowl?
I'm sure hoping the Eagles win. I'll predict the Eagles. I guess it's a 4.5-point spread. I would take the Eagles in 4.5.
Okay. Well, I'll talk to my people, and they'll call your people. And
all right, you have your.
We don't pay off, but hey, Denny, I got to run. Thanks again for the call.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, bye. Good morning, you're in Kenosha today.
Hi, it's Cindy. How are you guys?
Yeah, very good.
Good morning, Cindy.
About that keyed up Kenosha, or the paint on the pianos there, you got to get that in by the 9th of February, and they want you to fill out the form and draw your design on. They've got, a piano, like a stencil that you have to draw on there what you want.
I can get that online, I suppose?
Yeah, well, yeah, email them, and then they'll send it to you.
They'll never email you back.
Pardon?
Use a fake email,
He says
Scott.
they won't email me back. I mean, these wonderful folks from Downtown Inc. that I speak so highly of, I think what they can't deny us. How can they deny us? Because
they don't email you back?
Freedom of speech.
Not him.
Freedom of speech. Well, we got to have a logo, right?
Yeah, you got to draw your design. They'll either show you a picture of a blank upright or a blank spinet, and then you have to draw your design on it. I was thinking about it, but I don't know. It's got to hold up in the weather, whatever you do.
We're going to put a picture.
That's why we use exterior latex.
Yeah, here's what we're going to do. We're going to put a picture of a guy peeing off the 50th Street Bridge.
That latex won't peel off of that. That latex won't peel off of the varnish and everything.
I don't know.
I sand it down.
You sand it down.
This is getting a little more work than I involved. First of all, I'm gonna file. Do I have to send money in with this thing?
No, but they'll give you up to $100 back for reimburse you for your supplies.
You hear that, Spider?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So.
Well, thanks, Cindy.
I'll help you paint it if you want. You guys are busy during the day.
Oh, we may do this all in one setting.
Oh, really?
But we have to come up with a logo, and we got.
Yeah, you got to come up with a design and get it in there by the 9th of February here.
All right, and I have to go on downtowninc.com, I suppose.
Yeah, or email Kochman, Kay Kochman at Kenosha.org.
She's the city. She doesn't have nothing to do with Downtown Inc.
Well, that's what it says to get in touch with her for it.
Okay, she works at City Hall. Well, since we have such a great rapport with those gals,
yep.
I mean, I think that we're pretty much
Just
a shoo-in.
Put in Keyed Up Kenosha, and they'll tell you all about it there.
Keyed Up Kenosha?
Yeah. It says come and tickle the ivories throughout the summer.
Okay, but is that on a Kenosha.org thing?
It's a downtown Kenosha headliner on there.
All right, well, I'll get on that before the 9th, and I'll email it over. And
let's do a search on it.
We'll do a search, and I'll report back next week.
All right, then.
Okay.
We'll see you then.
By
Thanks,
Friday.
Cindy.
Okay.
What's that next week?
It's Friday.
Oh,
entries must be in.
I'll get it in right away. But I got to have a logo. What do we do for a logo?
I thought you could just walk up and paint whatever.
I didn't know we had to get so fancy. But Elmo, you have
because they're going to let just anybody paint whatever they want on a.
It's the government. They must regulate everything.
Yeah. I think the Russians are in charge of this thing. And somebody will probably hack into our computers and steal our logo. You watch. I think that's what's going to happen. And then we got to get Trump and down and Mueller and all that.
Since it's on private property at the boathouse, do you have
We're
to
exempt.
logo? Yeah.
Well, but they won't let us in the contest. We're not just going in this to play. We want to win.
Can't we go in as a write-in?
I've already got my.
If you foul up the application, and you get disallowed from the contest,
I'm going to the state of
as a
Wisconsin. The election. Yeah. I've already failed 2 elections. What's one more, right? Right. That's big time. So, anyway, if anybody has, we're going to talk about the Super Bowl when we get back. And before I leave, I want to give a big plug to KRS Painting Corporation.
Office out there somewhere. They're just making sure nobody finds him.
I thought he was just on vacation.
All right, he could be.
All right, we're going to take a 2-minute break for our last weather, and then we get back. We have hi-fi zingers and doofuses as the groundhog turns.
True.
All right.
We'll do it.
Harbor heading down the home stretch on the Kenosha Today trolley ride this morning. If you just joined us, this is the February 3rd edition of the Kenosha Today Weekly Report, coming to you live and streaming worldwide here on AM 1050 WLIP, being brought to you by our major sponsor, the Boathouse Pub and Eatery, along with a host of many other very fine local businesses. This morning's cast of characters, Elmo Schneider, Esquire.
Good morning.
From the galaxy called Spider Dome, Spider Ronnie the Camera Dude. The latex capital of the world. Exterior. I got to write that down. I might forget.
Take
that.
notes.
Along with our engineered board operator, Wacky Wayne, still all jacked up that winter roadkill season is still in full swing.
Woohoo!
We are here each and every Saturday morning from 10 a.m. until noon. If you happen to miss our Saturday show, you can tune in tomorrow, AM 1050, at noon, and listen to the replay of this morning's broadcast. And don't forget to join the Kenosha City Nation. Like us on Facebook. Status of the Secret Word Challenge to win $20 Boathouse gift card from Barter's Financial Planning Services has yet to be named. And don't forget, you can still call 262-652-6767. Schedule a free financial planning consultation. All right, here we go. And now, boys and girls, it's time for this week's special editorial segment, High Five Zingers and Doofuses, this morning's headliner, As the Groundhog Turns. Like the sands in the hourglass in the days of our lives. Is that a legitimate phone call?
No, we can skip it.
All right. This week's high five goes to all the young kids from the Kenosha School District's music program who participated in the annual Bandorama last weekend. Seeing young kids of all ages dressed up and having their playing their selected instruments is very heartwarming, and the band program is not only teaches students how to play their music, but also the valuable lessons of confidence and discipline that hopefully will carry over into their later lives. I think the community would much rather read stories about the Bandorama versus 5 young adults leading police in a high-speed chase through Kenosha County. So to the music program, thumbs up for an award-winning presentation. And to this week's zinger, the 2 teens who are now charged with making terrorist threats on social media, suggesting they are going to shoot up Indian Trail High School this week. The 2 now claim that it was all just a joke. Now, although police have not found any evidence that they had planned to actually carry out the threats, nevertheless, the entire school was shut down as a precaution. So what have we learned here from this, boys and girls? When you post a statement saying that you're shooting up the place, adding that you're sick and tired of it all, and that you have reached your breaking point, doesn't seem all that amusing to me. And I think with a little tender, loving care, counseling, and understanding, I'm sure that we'll see these names on the honor roll this spring when they graduate with honors. This week's Doofus Award goes to the Cleveland Indians baseball team for dropping Chief Wahoo as their mascot and logo. Have we gone that far, having to be so politically correct that we now have to attack the long-standing sport of baseball? I think this was totally unnecessary. And to those that say that, we say, poppycock, quit your crying, because there's no crying in baseball. And if you didn't hear General Custer whining and crying at the Little Bighorn, just a big misunderstanding. Guy takes a couple arrows to the chest, gets a new haircut, and moves on. And so we say, play ball and leave the nonsense to the professionals. the elected politicians in Washington, D.C. And there you have it, folks. As the groundhog turns for this Saturday, February 3rd. I'm Scotty Barter, and I approve this message. All right.
I have to add something
go ahead.
To your thing about Bandoramas. So also kudos to all the parents that got to sit on those bleachers through the whole thing. And,
it's probably about a 3-hour deal. Isn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
You know, it's
hard on a keister.
And it goes. They have it filmed, and you could go sit in the padded things in the auditorium.
Oh, and watch it.
And watch it, which they have such an overflow crowd, and I think otherwise sitting on those bleachers for 3 hours, one's back happens to tighten up a little bit.
Yep, as someone that participated in numerous Bandoramas.
I did too. I was at Lance. Let's see, what would that have been? Eighth grade, 9th grade, 10th grade.
So back when the dinosaurs roamed the earth. Got it.
You were in it?
I was so I was a clarinet player, but actually when I got to about 17, my interest changed from playing the clarinet to girls, and my mother wanted me to be a clarinet player, and my dad wanted me to be a baseball player, and I had a different direction I wanted to pursue. And so the last year I was for the first time they had tryouts, and in Tremper in the band where the bands practiced, they had those little rooms, audition rooms.
Yeah, practice rooms.
So you had to go in there, hit the tape player, say your name, and then play the scales. Well, I had to do this one time. So I went in, said my name, and had my buddy, he was a whiz, he played my scales for me. And the band director came back and he goes, I know you want to be in the band so bad, but I know that you couldn't possibly have done that, because the last times I wasn't even playing, I was just reading my sport magazine, and by then I was way the last chair,
right?
And I was reading the sports magazine. I wasn't even playing with what's the little thing?
What?
The lead, not the reed. The reed.
You didn't even have a reed.
You were playing with the weed?
Oh, weed. Yeah. Is that for me?
No.
So, anyway, if they want to call in 262-694-1050 again, if your number doesn't come up, we ain't taking the call. So, hey, I want to thank our good friend K-Dog, blind K-Dog Lefkowitz, when he brought in. He was talking about the penguins. Yeah. Look at here. Just a week later, they got penguins. Are set. They put cameras on them, miniature cameras on them. And set them out.
What the heck they do?
Strapped to the back, yeah.
Where at?
This is a Magellan penguin sets off to sea with a miniature camera strapped to his. Well, they said his back, but this looks like his front to me. But
maybe we should do that with you. We'll strap a camera, a GoPro on
there are some things I don't need to see.
TMI.
Yeah, you don't want to strap nothing on me. Where would we play
the barter cam?
What would
barter cam? Yeah. This is what it looks like when he cooks a 4-ounce fillet.
Right.
Look at her back as she runs away without her shirt and shoes.
You know, are you guys done now?
Probably not, but I'll let you.
You know what? As funny as you guys think that might be, I could end up winning an award, an Emmy, a daytime Emmy or a nighttime Emmy.
Or vacuuming in the nude.
We're sending you on to the AVN Awards.
Yeah.
Yeah, see? Now, where was I at here?
Squirrel.
Where are we at? Yeah.
We were talking about the winter. Oh, I talked about the winter weather advisory. I'm going to be hunkered down. We get in this town. Did you see the strips of? They already put them on there. That juice.
The beet juice
has already been put down. They put it on 2 days ago. I don't understand why. I guess it's there.
And this afternoon the plows will scrape it all up.
Yeah.
So that's.
And down in the 9th.
Speak in front of Spider's house with the sparks flying.
And in the 9th district, where Alderman Keith Rosenberg, he's probably got every street there all laced with dog urine. Got that on there. And this was an article in Florida. Lawmakers are cracking down on fake interpreters. You know, when they have these speeches and they get, for the hearing impairment, and they got these guys or girls over there doing all this stuff.
Sign language.
Well, these guys were taking the money and not having an ounce of how to do this, and they were just wiggling their fingers, and so now there's going to be a law against that.
Well, that makes sense.
What would be better if you got some guy up there giving a speech, and the other one is signing. This guy is an idiot.
Right.
Now, see, that's got some potential.
Right. That's probably what they were doing.
Yep.
Or he comes laced with a bunch of S words and words. I should read a sponsor here.
Probably.
Thank you to the book.
Baby.
No,
you're supposed to go with something goofy.
Oh. Well,
So just show up like you are. You'll be fine.
Right, buddy.
Sweatpants, nice sweater, makes perfect sense.
Hey, yeah, if this is going to be, hypothetically, if we get to Illinois, am I going to have to start wearing a suit and tie now, or do we just...
No, I think you'll be okay.
Because according to the memo, nothing changes.
Right.
So, I mean, all right. Well, looking forward to it. I hope things, that should be Monday, and we'll know by Tuesday.
The vote will be Monday, and then we'll find out Tuesday or Wednesday.
And if they change the code and don't tell us, then
right.
I guess that pretty much sums it up.
If it happens, there will be other details. Plus, there's no timeline, so it's hard to say.
There's another thing that was a robotics boffin says he might be upgrading bodies. Like you have a fake knee, or not a fake, a knee replacement or hip. According to this, they say by the year 2070, you can replace everything in your body, every organ. I mean, just like going to the car shop.
Yeah.
There's hope for your liver.
Well, 2070.
You just got to hold out.
That puts me at about 130.
Never mind. We're not going to make it. Hopefully they figure out the liver soon for you. Then you might make 130.
Yeah. My liver is in great shape.
Pristine, I'm sure.
He gives it a good workout every day.
Well,
yeah. Don't finish that thought. Squirrel!
You guys. Well, let's see. Should I go with a rundown of what I covered today?
Are you going to be able to? Yeah.
Big Super Bowl game. I'm gonna. You guys can watch the Super Bowl. I'm gonna watch. I just want to see the commercials, but it starts at 5:30. And who's Justin Timberlake is the halftime guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Commercials, I've seen them already. They're stupid.
And there was a time at what are they, $5 million for a 30-second spot, and they were. They were talking on a very fine newscast when we were at 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
To get to they're advising fans to get to Minnesota Stadium 4 hours because apparently they got some real tight security.
Right.
I mean,
the weather's cold.
Yeah. Have those people stand out there when it's 4 below zero. That ought to.
No, you saw my thing on Facebook about the Stupor Bowl they had yesterday.
That's us. That's us. Stupor Bowl.
Drunken bicyclists going through Minneapolis.
See, nice. we're going to bring a whole new outlook and a whole new concept and a new way of living when we get to Illinois.
You think so?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
They're going to welcome us with open arms down there.
Oh, I can only imagine.
Closed fists.
Taxpayers.
Yeah, we don't have to move. We're thinking, our offer to meet up with you on Friday night and stay at your house.
Oh, yeah.
That seems like a plan, Elmo, doesn't it?
Sure.
Oh, sure. That's totally
You got enough
work.
room for us? Or?
Oh, no, not at all.
No.
On the floor.
I thought, well...
I don't know where you think I live, but no, I don't have the room.
Well, don't you want to think it over? We should talk
No,
to the wife?
don't have to think it over. I'll be okay.
Oh, we could probably figure this out on our own with our talents. Maybe
Right.
Not, maybe
right.
not.
Yeah, right.
I'm looking forward to the strip search when I go through the Waukegan Toll Plaza.
I know you'll be excited.
And I'll show them my new
hip?
iPass. My iPass.
Oh, yeah.
My new hip. I get extra credit for that.
Yeah, probably.
And if I ever get this colonoscopy, I can take those pictures down there and that impress them. And
here's what you're going to find if you go up this way.
Well, actually, that statement wasn't so far off from when we heard it.
No.
But again, this is all just hypothetical, and we'll see if this comes to fruition. And I can see the outlook on the cops at the mall when they bring in Captain Mike. What are we supposed to do with this? And the little snot-nosed kids staying outside the bulletproof window. I hope it's bulletproof because...
For your sake, yeah.
For our sake, yeah. For your sake.
No, I'll be fine.
I think that'd be kind of neat, having a live audience, as long as they can't get at us.
So it'll be like being at the zoo. You can see the animals, you just can't get to them.
And we're going to put a sign, no feeding the hosts.
Right.
I wonder if they're going to... I don't know whether this is a separate building outside the mall, or is
it's
it
right in the mall.
It'll be right in the mall.
Right in the mall. It's like a store.
And the mall opens at 10 o'clock on Saturdays, I believe. Hey, we could be the headliner for the Green
have
Mills
like
Mall.
the walkers in there early in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Bringing some snot-nosed kids, but now you got these old people to deal with. Oh, God. The wonderful people, I mean.
I mean, that's your demographic, Scott. You'll fit right in.
Beating them.
Here was the last story, since I'm spanning the globe. The
globe.
66-year-old Marilyn Hartman out of Chicago was fined because she snuck on to a British Airways jet at O'Hare flying to the United Kingdom, and she didn't have a $2,400 plane ticket, and she was told never to come back to O'Hare again. How do you get on a flight to England
without a ticket?
Without a ticket. Now, there's got to be some top security there.
She's sneaking through.
Well, I know, but how do you do that? I don't understand.
You should probably call her and find out.
Yeah, Marilyn, if you're listening, we're on your side. Elmo's he'll get you off. Sneaking onto a plane, arrested.
Totally different conversation.
And, I guess they're charging with theft because she didn't pay the $2,400. But
theft of services.
You know what though? It's their fault. British Airways for not
catching
her on.
it. Yeah.
What the heck? I can't hold Maryland responsible for that. So again, this is one of the things that we bring.
Well, then she was caught again. She was told not to go back to the airport.
Oh, that
but
put
she
the fear...
went there again, and now she's being held.
Well, that put the fear...
without bail.
That put the fear.
And I saw a headline. There was some other follow-up to it today, so something else is
How about
happened,
the story
but I didn't
that you came across that you were telling me earlier about the guy that got arrested for a DUI? He goes into his class that he has to have.
Yeah, showed up for his class drunk, and they wouldn't let him in. So they're all worried. He says, "Well, I didn't drive here." So they said, "Well, call somebody and call Uber or something, get a ride back." So then they watched out the window as he got back in his truck and drove away.
Yeah,
got pulled over. So.
Sounds about right.
Aaron's a genius.
Yeah,
I like the one about the goose better.
Which one was that?
Well, the guy's out hunting, and
oh yeah,
somebody else shoots a goose and falls down and hits him on the head, knocked him unconscious.
I guess the Eagles are having Brett Favre give them their pregame speech. I don't know what that's all about, but he claims he happens. Oh, I know, his good friend Doug Peterson. Actually, Doug Peterson, I forgot about him. He was his backup for 6 years.
He was the backup, yeah.
And as long as they're talking a little football in the article.
He was the holder for the kickers, too.
It looks like Aaron Rodgers is indicating he wants out of Green Bay.
Well, he was a little upset about the coaching changes that they did not consult him. So
well, let's face it. If you're Aaron Rodgers, you're in your peak years, and you got 2 years left, and it doesn't look like Green Bay is going to be back anytime soon unless the miracle comes around. And I would go in and say, hey, why don't you trade me? And a guy like that could get a whole bunch of draft picks.
Well, I think he's got a year on his contract yet. So
a year at least, and well, what the heck? If you're him, send me to a good team. I mean, I'm not a big Mike McCarthy fan, but if you're Aaron Rodgers, and who's he dating? He's dating
Danica Patrick.
Oh yeah, he could. She's still racing, or is she going to be retiring too?
She already retired.
Oh, I thought she had one more race left.
No, I don't think so.
Of course, then the Olympics start in another week, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Friday.
And how about, did I read this right? North and South Korea are combining.
Yep, they're going to have some combined
ice skating teams
or something.
That's what I like. They
finally working together.
Working together instead of blowing up each other. I haven't heard much from the Rocket Man, but
nothing wrong with that.
If they're looking to get rid of this building, I mean, we're just a call away to have the Rocket Man come in and
call it an airstrike.
Yeah.
Hey, just change the azimuth, and for no extra charge, you could take out the
instead of the Heritage House.
No, you could take this one and the power plant. That's got to come down. See,
there you go.
This is what we bring to the table.
Oh, thank goodness we're here.
Yes.
So no, I was just thinking about the Super Bowl. I wonder if they had to increase the size of the holding tank in the stadium to accommodate the Philadelphia fans.
Yeah,
because they have a little reputation for.
Wasn't it the old Franklin Field in Philadelphia? They had their own judge and a holding tank.
Yeah, they
in
had
the
a
bottom
court
right there. And this was the same fans that Santa's walking across the field, and they're pelting Santa with snowballs. How un-American is that?
Sounds about right.
Well, not only snowballs, they would have like D-cell batteries, and they'd pack them inside the snowball and then throw them.
Yeah.
So that's nice.
Santa. We're going to have about 2 minutes left if somebody wants to take advantage of the... You want to give them a hint there, Elmo?
Well, I don't know if it's much of a hint.
Okay,
but,
well, you can make up another one then.
I don't have enough time.